Hey guys, it's Magic, and this is another series of Manifestation Monday. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm super excited to do this one, you guys. I said, you know what? I didn't do one last Monday, and I do apologize about that. But I was thinking today, I was giving praise and I was giving gratitude. And I was like, you know what, I got a testimony that I want to share with you guys. So I was running through my house, like whenever I get super excited, and when God shows me the blessings and the abundance in my life, I start to run through my house, right, like a kid. And I'm just like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to come on here, give my little testimony, and encourage you guys. Hey, baby, encourage you guys to also incorporate gratitude. I want to tell you guys how important it is to have gratitude. Hey, leveling above the rest. Added to it, sweetie. Hey, Marissa. So with this is a major turning point. We're in Libra season, and Libra season is all about balance. And it's super exciting because, this is a season for reaping your harvest. Hey, Susan. Oh, there's no list here. Oh, this is not I'm not doing readings. Hey, Zoe. Okay, so we're talking about gratitude, and this is a gratitude portal that's being opened for us. And I'm talking about October 1st. October 1st is going to be the full moon, and it's a harvest moon, and it is going to be an amazing time for us. We're in a season of reaping our harvest. We're in a season of balance and finding our equilibrium. But when we talk about reaping, right, and harvest, this is a metaphor for, us receiving the blessings and bounties of the universe. Now, the universe also wants us to take this time to really reflect on the things that are not in alignment, that no longer serves, that no longer fit, right? It's not conducive, like negative thinking. You guys have to understand that negative thinking and the little bit of residual traumas and stuff that you're still working through, it is completely normal for you not to be perfectly 100% positive every single day. Okay. If anyone is saying that that is what you're supposed to be, that is not true. You're working on yourself, and it's a work in progress. So it's not going to be something that you can do in one day. It's a process. It's a take it one day at a time type of thing. So if you have a day where you're not feeling super positive, it's okay, but just reflect on why you don't feel positive. Be honest with yourself about why you don't feel positive, and use different techniques to raise your vibration and to really analyze a thought and release it, with love. So I want you to understand that gratitude is one way to pull you back into that vacuum of attraction, of manifestation. We want to constantly be in a state of positivity and high vibrational thoughts because we attract what we feel internally. So if you are in a negative mindset and you're in lack consciousness, you're going to attract more lack to you. So this is why we say stay as positive as possible, but you don't want to be in this false positivity, this energy of false positivity, saying things that are not authentic. That doesn't feel authentic. If you don't feel happy, you don't feel happy. You can't force yourself, but you have to look and sit with yourself and see why you feel unhappy, and dissect it, and find the root of the problem so that you can start working on it, right? But there are techniques that you can use to stay in high vibrational thinking. And one of those techniques is being grateful, looking around you and saying, you know what? Oh my God, I'm so thankful. There's so many things to be grateful about, right? So you guys are mothers, you got children, you got beautiful pets, you got beautiful homes, you have a great family. And even if, it's not, what society tells you things are supposed to look like in your life, there are things in your life that you can, genuinely say, I am so thankful for having this. For example, waking up, waking up in the morning is something to be thankful about, right? Having good health, being safe and secure, being able to get up and drive a car. Some people have never driven or don't have the capability of purchasing a car, or are just having a place of their own or a place that they can feel safe in. So be grateful and thankful for the things you have, even if they're tiny things, even if you see them as something small. Everything deserves a celebration. Be in the energy of celebration. So like earlier, before starting this video, I walked into my house and I thought about how, every month, because it's the 28th, you guys, let's be serious. It's the 28th, and in a couple of days, rent is due, right? Who knows that rent is due in a couple of days? Everybody knows this. Rent is due. So I thought to myself, dang, around this time, 3, 4 years ago, your girl would have been stressed out. Your girl would have been trying to figure out how I'm going to make ends meet. And I was thinking to myself how grateful and thankful I am to be in a space where I'm consistently able to keep a roof over my head without having to worry about stealing from Tom to give to, what is it? What's the saying? Taken from Peter Pan? No. Little John or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. But just not having to worry about robbing Peter to give to Paul. Come on now, y'all could have helped me out with that one. Oh my God. But I was thinking to myself, oh my God, girl, you have not had to borrow from the check cashing store in like 2 to 3 years. No, 3 years. I have not had to borrow money from the check cashing store. Actually, I cannot borrow. I have not had to borrow or ask for help in any way. I'm very prideful. That's one thing that I've been constantly working on. So I don't like asking for help, but I have not had to ask for help. I did last year because I was displaced, and a lot of you guys did help. But prior to that, when I was first starting doing tarot readings, when I first quit my job, your girl was struggling. I was struggling. Peter to pay Paul. I was struggling, you guys. I was making money, and some months was okay, but then there was those months where it was like the 20th, and I was half rent short, and I'm like, how am I going to come up with half of the rent in time? But I always made it. But the moral of the story is I'm so grateful because I didn't have to ever be in that space of being so stressed out and so bogged down and so worried about how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do that. So I'm in a space where I realize, because I've shifted my focus and not been so worried about materialistic things or how I'm going to take care of financial things, because I have relied solely on the universe to provide for me. And because I've been in that state of gratitude, right? Because part of the mindset change for me was to just be grateful that the universe always comes through. Because even when I was struggling, now mind you, when I was working for a corporate company, and I worked for this company for 7 years, and I was getting paid decent money, I was struggling more than I'm struggling now working on my own. I was working a regular job like everybody else, and I was, it was a struggle. It was having a, like I said earlier, rob from Peter to pay Paul. Check cashing store, pay, which if y'all don't know what the check cashing store is payday advance, getting a payday advance loan, and just trying to make ends meet, or overdrafting my account and doing things, cutting corners with doing that and having to pay overdraft fees. Have you ever been to the grocery store and you trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to overdraft my account, but you know that you got to make a large purchase so that you're only charged $35? Because it took me a long time to catch on. I would do a whole bunch of transactions and would get hit an overdraft fee for each. Then I was like, I got smart. Then I was like, nah, I'm going to just use it for the most important thing or the largest thing that I need. And then I would do a transaction and then just get hit with that $135 overdraft. Girl, I'm telling you, girl, being a single mom, you had to do what you had to do. I didn't have to, thank God I had never had to do anything that went against my integrity, but I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying that I know that there was a space and time where your girl struggled being a single mother, having to pay a mortgage, having to take care of my son by myself. So I am now financially independent. Am I making the money I want to make? No, but I'm getting there. I'm doing good for myself and I'm grateful. So whenever you have small moments of victories in your life, or you're making strides, you're making changes in your life, pat yourself on the back and congratulate yourself and celebrate those victories and show gratitude, because your spiritual team is really, really working, putting in the work to make sure that things are happening in your life. When I told God that I did not want to work for anybody and I wanted to be my own boss, back in 2000, I want to say 2014ish, I was really serious about this. It took me from 2014 until 2017 to really finalize that decision, because things don't happen overnight. It took me 3 years because I was afraid. What will happen if I quit my job? My job was stable. I was working there. I knew it was stable. I knew it was secure. But then then the universe started making things unstable for me, where job security was kind of shaky, and I was like, what's going to go on? What's going to happen? But then I got to a point in my journey when I was like, I don't give a F, because I want to be happy and I'm not fulfilled here. And this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. So that is when things started changing. When I had really just made a declaration to the universe that I wanted to be my own boss, the universe set things in motion. And in hindsight, I didn't realize it back then, that when people were, throwing me under the bus all the time, and where the same manager that used to always, put me on a pedestal and say, I'm doing a great job, was the same manager that turned around when it was starting to, again, throw me under the bus with the higher ups. Like, it was just a trickling effect. Once you put your prayer in, once you put your order into the universe, things are going to happen to get you to where you need to be. And it may disrupt your life, but just know it's for your highest good. I mean, it was so bad to the point where I was getting emails, harassed. I was just feeling so uncomfortable doing my job, knowing that I was doing my job to the best of my capabilities and doing it better than most people at my job, but being put in a position where I was being scrutinized and criticized every day, to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore, because that was the universe working on my behalf, because the universe knew that I wasn't going to get up and just go. So the universe had to, put some fire under my ass to get me to leave, and to get me to have the courage and confidence to say enough is enough. Now, one thing that I do regret is not planning out my action steps. So make sure that when you put in a petition, in a declaration, or a manifestation, make sure that you're putting in the action steps. Because if you're saying to God, I need a better job, or I need more money, I need to level up, I want my business to grow, God is going to put you in a predicament where he's going to want you to take those action steps to get to where you need to get to the next level. And a lot of times what we do is we expect things to fall in our laps, and we don't realize that we got to meet the universe halfway. And part of meeting the universe halfway is to show the universe that you're grateful for the things that is bringing in for you, the opportunities to change. Because a lot of times we're not paying attention to the right things. Hey, baby, how are you? Intuitive Black Queen, thank you for joining. So you guys, I'm giving you guys this testimony of me and my struggle. And, I'm fully transparent. And I know you guys, I know for a fact that some of you guys have experienced some of these things. I know for a fact that some of you guys, have you ever been driving your car on E and you did not have enough money to put gas in your car? You don't got paid. I used to get paid on Wednesdays. I would get paid on Wednesday, be broke by Friday, because I had to pay everybody back, or not people, but like my bank, I had to pay things back or make sure bills were paid, and only having enough money to last you for the week. Who remember? I mean, some of you guys are still in that energy where you got $20 to last you the week. Who had ever been in that boat? I got $20 to last me the week. Come on now. Can I get a witness? Because I know somebody out there been through this. I am not ashamed to say that I have been that one person that my car was stopped in the middle of the road. E, gas tank is empty. This is why you got to get you a work husband. If you are female, My work husband used to save me. My work husband bought me lunch. I had multiple work. These are just friends that we refer to as work husbands. You know, at my job, it was one situation where they used to say there was a rumor going around that I was intimate with, people at my job that were just good, really good friends of mine that really looked out for me when I was in a space of, instability. And I remember that was one of the issues that kind of put a lot of pressure on me to leave my job. But I give thanks and gratitude for the people, those people, those work husbands, and my from that really cared about me, that made sure I was good. We made sure each other was good. We all were in the same boat where people were just trying to make ends meet. I got you this week, they got me next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was really in the need, I know who I could count on. So, I'm not going to name no names. They watch my videos, but I want to let you know from the bottom of my heart, I am grateful. Gratitude goes a long way. Show gratitude for the people that are truly there in your life that really care about you. Because I know how it feels to be there for people and it's not reciprocated. So please take the time out to think about the things that the universe and your spiritual team has done, your ancestors have done for you. Think about how many doors, think about how many accidents you've avoided, you've been saved from. Think about how many bad relationships you've been saved from and bad friends you've been saved from. And you just got to be in a space where you can take a moment to say, thank you. And, sometimes we don't have time to reflect, but this is why, the spiritual community pushes meditation. Meditation does not have to be you just blinking out your mind and you sitting in a certain position. No, mindful meditation is all about being in a state of mind where you're not allowing chaotic thoughts to disturb your peace. Sometimes, me personally, I don't drive with music on. But me, I'm the type of person where every time I drive my car, I'm always in a state of meditation because I'm always in deep introspection. I'm always deep. Sometimes I'm zoned out. I don't even know how I'll be getting home most of the time because I'm driving and I'm zoned out to the point where sometimes I miss my stop because I'm just driving and I'm just deep in meditative thought. So a lot of times people think that meditation is so difficult, but don't realize that they do meditate on a daily. But it's because you think meditation is just this one way of doing it. There is, different ways to get into a meditative state. It doesn't have to be sitting in an Indian pose and humming or chanting. There is different ways you can be in a meditative state. Now, for some people that have a hard time shutting off their brain, it's easier for you to, do the typical sit down, find a comfortable place, or lay down on your back and clear your thoughts and breathe, doing breathing exercises. That's just to help people to kind of turn off their minds. But for the most part, cleaning for me is a meditation. Driving, I'm always in deep introspect. I'm telling you guys, I'm completely zoned out, really just deep in meditative thoughts, focused. So there are ways for you to really get into a state of meditation. But I say all that to say this: gratitude is the portal for you to attract more to you. When you are in a state of always giving thanks and always feeling like you have enough, the universe is going to keep giving you that same energy, giving you something to be thankful about. You're going to attract more stuff to be thankful about. You don't attract when you're in a period, when you're in a state of lack, when you're worried, when you're, when you're in a state of anxiety, or when you just don't feel like things work out for you. When you feel like things never work out for you, things are never going to work out for you because that's what you're attracting to yourself. So this is why Spirit is saying gratitude is so important. Hey, Charnay, thank you so much for your comment. Yep, you don't want your kids to go through it. Hey, Queen Ash. Yeah, see? So sometimes we're in that space. I was in that space, you guys. I was completely terrified every month. When it's time to pay rent, I was terrified. I was a nervous wreck. I was stressed. I learned, throughout the years, and mind you, I'm talking about a long space of time. It took me time. I left my husband in 2016, you guys. My husband paid all the bills. I had a job, but my husband paid all the bills. So when I left my husband and got my own mortgage, I was working at a place here where we had like schedules that were like nurse schedules where we worked 3.5 days. So I would work the main 3 days, I would work 12-hour shifts, sometimes 14. And then I would work half a day on Wednesday, and then I would have the rest of the week off. And it was good for me because of my child, because at the time my son was really, really young. And my sister was staying with me because my mom had passed away. I said 2016. I'm sorry, 2006. I apologize. I left my husband in 2006 because my mom passed away that same year, early on in the year. So I was put in a position where I had to like take care of myself. Thank goodness I was always one of those kids that had to grow up fast. You know, me, I didn't really have a childhood. I had to be mothering since a young age because my mother worked. So I had to take care of my siblings. So I already knew how to take care of myself. But as far as being stable and managing my money, that was new to me. So when I started to live on my own and pay my mortgage and have to pay rent and have to buy food and keep gas in the car, and at the time I was paying insurance for my son and paying insurance for myself, it was a lot for a single mom. And thank goodness my husband helped. Hey, Ashta, you remove your comment. Yes, Marissa, thank you for your testimony. Please feel free to give your testimony, you guys. You know, because sometimes, like I said, we get so caught up in what's not going right, we forget to look at what's going right. Everything in that happens to us, you know, we need to reflect and really be mindful. This is why I always tell people, you know, try to turn off the TV and the radio and distractions for a little bit. I haven't watched TV. I don't even remember the last time I watched TV. You guys, I'm not a TV person. I used to have like moments of, you know, where I would just binge watch like something on Netflix. It's been years since I've done that. I don't watch TV. I honestly haven't seen any new shows or been to a movie. I don't listen to the radio. I might hear songs, you know, because I browse through Instagram here and there. I might hear different new songs come out or on YouTube. But for the most part, I shut off a lot of distractions in my life because I needed to really do the inner work. And sometimes doing the inner work requires you to isolate yourself from not just other people, but from anything distracting. So I went through a period of time. Like I said, I had a mortgage where I had to struggle. I had to make, you know, with mortgages is a little bit easier because you can kind of be a little bit late. But when you have rent and you have a landlord, I had my first landlord in 2015. When you got a landlord, you can't be late. You can't be like, okay, here, I can only give you some. You can't do that because the landlord is going to tack on a late fee. My landlord that I have now charges a $250 late fee. I've never been late on my rent. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. You know, thank God. I'm so grateful that I have never been late on my rent since I've moved here. I've been on time every single month, and it's almost been a year. December, my lease is up in December. But when you have rent, you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna give you some. Where they do that at? I mean, some of you guys may have some really nice landlords, but you can't be like, oh, I can only give you a piece of the rent. You can plant seeds when I'm doing it. I'm doing the ritual. You know what, you guys? I want to also share that I can that I'm going to be doing a full moon ritual. I had a dream last night. Spirit wants me. They showed me. Oh my God, it was so crazy. This is the one reason why I'm bringing this to you guys' attention. Spirit last night gave me a dream, and Spirit told me to go get a lotto scratch off ticket. So you guys, if you can, go get your scratch off ticket today. Because I had a dream. I was telling my landlord, this is so interesting. This morning I had a dream. I was telling my landlord that I bought a scratch off ticket once and I made $100, which is a true story. I bought it one time, I didn't have the light bill. My light was cut off for a couple of days. And I was trying to come up with the money, and I never really played scratch off or lotto. I don't really know how to play. So I went and bought me a scratch off ticket, and I prayed, and I was like, God, I just need a little bit of money to pay this light bill. And this is a true story. And I had a job at this time. And I went and I bought the ticket. It was $1. And I went in my car, and I keep crystals in my car. And I had green aventurine crystal in my car. And I took the crystal and I was something just told me to rub the crystal on the card, and I did what I just felt like what I was supposed to do. And I did it 3 times, clockwise, counterclockwise, and I said something over the card, like a prayer. I prayed and I scratched it and I made $100 and I paid my light bill with it. And because I had some of the money, but I didn't have all the money to get my lights turned back on. That was a true story. I had a dream this morning that I was telling my landlord about that card. And I was like, I bought a scratch off ticket. And he was like, he's a Christian. You know, my landlord's very religious because he always comes here. He's so sweet, so kind. And he always prays. He's like, I always pray for you. I pray for all my tenants and blah, blah, blah. You know, he's a really nice guy. And, so I was telling him, and I was like, I know you're a Christian. You might not, believe in playing lotto, but I was telling him how I did the scratch off and I won. So why my landlord went and bought him a $50 scratch off. You guys, I have never bought a scratch off ticket for more than $5 in my life. And I've only bought one $5 scratch off ticket in my life. I have never spent more. I don't ever go over $2. And I usually buy scratch offs when I win. I always win. Even if it's $1, I always win. So when I told him this, he went and bought him a 50 because he bought a big one. And I'm like, which one did you get? And I looked at it in the dream and it said 50. And I was like, that's interesting. And then I was in a car with somebody and I remember the person was saying something to me and I remember grabbing something out my purse and it was my bag of ashes. Because when I do your seed offering, I take the ashes from the offering to your ancestors and the bay leaves and all that I burned. I put it in a bag and I go plant it in the earth. I still have one from the last ritual because I'm waiting on this full moon. And I dreamt about me pulling it, but it was a big bag. And I pulled it out. And then when I woke up, I was like, what in the world? So I was like, okay, I knew what I was supposed to do because I know how to interpret my dreams. But Spirit was telling me that I need to go get a lotto ticket. Because sometimes when they tell me and I get the urge to, I get distracted. So today I went out to go to the post office to ship off some orders that I got from my soul therapy store. I shipped out some sage bundles today. Thank you, God. I'm grateful for people ordering from my website. Remember, be grateful for everything. And guess what your girl forgot to do? Forgot to pick up her scratch off ticket. Why? Because it started to rain. My greedy ass went and got me a peach lemonade from Wendy's. And it was raining and I went straight home. And then when I got home, I was like, oh man, I forgot. So make sure that when you get these intuitive hits to do stuff, when the universe guides you, do it right away. Don't wait. But anyways, I say all that to tell you guys that part of the reason why I'm in the space I am now, where I'm not struggling anymore, where I'm not, my lights are not off. I done went with no water for a week. I done went with no lights in my house for 3 days straight. I done went, without for periods of time where I had to eat noodles every day. Literally was living off of noodles. I've done it all. I'm not ashamed to be like, I've done whatever I could to make sure that my child was good and that my home was secure. And yes, I may have not had lights, but I had a roof over my head. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, I didn't have, enough money to cover myself. And, it was so weird because I would always be like, it would always be when I was the most worried that money didn't come in fast. But as soon as I just got out of that energy of worrying and just saying, God got me, God's is gonna come through, I'm gonna get the money, it always came through. My rent was always paid. When I would be 5 days from needing to pay my rent, I would be like 5 days. I remember one time I had 5 days to come up with rent because you get the extra 5 days to, when you're late. I'm not late, but before you're considered late on rent, sometimes you get a grace period. So if your rent's due on the 1st, sometimes your landlord will give you until the 5th. So the 1st, I'm sure like maybe a good $500 in 5 days, I was able to come up with the money on my own. just doing readings. So I just want you guys to understand that when you come out of that energy of worrying and stressing and trying to figure out how it's going to come, and you just know that it's going to come, it comes. It either comes through a donation. I remember one time I was short on rent and somebody sent me a $400 donation out of nowhere. I prayed. I said, God, I don't know how it's gonna come, but I know you're gonna make it come. You're gonna make a way for me. And somebody sent me a $400 donation. Okay. Thank you, my white friend from Texas, if you're watching this, because I know you watch my videos, even though you don't say nothing. Thank you for that donation. Never forgot about that. I'm always grateful for the things that, things that happen to me. I always remember, and I always keep a mental note, and I show gratitude, and I celebrate those things, because let me tell you, when you celebrate and you show the universe and your spiritual team how grateful you are, you create a energetic vacuum to attract more than, it's like if the vacuum is sucking that energy towards you. So you want to stay there. I don't want to be in this vacuum of bringing more lack. No, I want to bring in money. I want to bring in abundance. I want to bring in peace and serenity and love and good people around me, good energy around me. So you got to be in a state of gratitude as much as you can. And it's so simple. Just look around you and just be grateful for something. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're grateful that your big toe ain't black, that you got pretty feet, or, you know what I'm saying? Or just be grateful. And even if you don't have your own place, be grateful that you got a roof over your head. I had to stay with my sister for a couple of months. And, me being on my own for so long and never having to stay with family, and me having to stay with family made me feel some type of way. But you want to know something? That was God giving me the space to rest, because I worked my ass off in 2018. Between 2018 through 2019, I worked my ass to the bone, to the point of exhaustion. And Spirit gave me the space to be able to just relax and not have to worry about paying $1,400, because that's how much I was paying for my rent. $1,400. Okay. I live in Florida. Price of living is high over here. That was, in hindsight, I'm looking back like, damn, you know what? I was so ungrateful. I always look back and tell myself how ungrateful I was, because I would look back and see things that I used to complain about. And I'm like, damn, I used to complain about the littlest things, but now I don't do that. I don't complain about things anymore. Because when I was displaced and didn't have a home and I had to live out of a hotel room, you know how bad I wish I had an apartment? Some of the apartments I used to complain about little shit about that I didn't like. I wish I could have had those apartments now when I was in my hotel room. But I'm not in that space anymore, because I shifted my energy from complaining and from worrying and from stressing to just being grateful and just knowing. I never, ever one day this year woke up thinking about my rent, how it's going to get paid. Never. I know it's just going to come, and it's paid on time. Wow. This card came out while I was touching my card. It says allowing. And it says relax, enjoy yourself, have faith, allow situations to unfold. Answers come. Wow, how highest outcome. Very interesting. That's me being nosy. My son just went outside trying to see who came. Okay. And see, it says relax, the first word. Relax, honey. Just relax. Have faith. Look right there. It says have faith. That's what I did. I just started to relax. I just started to have faith. And things just start changing in my life. Girl, I mean, when I tell you that I go to sleep like a baby every night, I don't got a care in the world. I might be worried. Sometimes I have my days where, dealing with love stuff. I'm not talking about love. I'm just talking about life stuff, like real stuff, real important stuff. Because sometimes love shit don't really be that important. We just be making it super important. Oh, he didn't call me, or he ghosted me. I don't worry about shit like that no more. I worry about where I'm trying to be financially, and when it comes to my security and my stability. And I don't worry. I don't worry about stuff like paying rent no more, or my light bill, and not even because of COVID-19. It's not even because of that, because they're giving people don't have to pay certain bills on time. No, it's because I don't have to worry about it anymore because the money comes. Because I've just been in an energy of vibrating, higher in that particular area of my life. So, wow, I'm going to show you this card, and then I'm going to show you let me show you this first, because this is in alignment to what I'm talking about. It says stability. It says security. It says permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. It's so important to be flexible, you guys. It's really important because, like I said, sometimes things happen in your life because Spirit is trying to level you up to get you to a place that's going to bring you closer to your manifestation. So it's important to be adaptable and flexible because, like I said, with that situation with my job where it got so uncomfortable, where I just couldn't stay any longer. It got comfortable because it got uncomfortable because I got too comfortable, right? When you start working at a place and shit just start going crazy, there's work gossip and there's people scrutinizing you, criticizing you, and it's just like they watching you and your every move. That's like you can't even breathe without getting in trouble, getting written up. Your girl got written up. I don't even know. Like I stopped counting the amount of times I got written up at work. And it was just so funny because I was always on my last write-up. I swear to you, every month I was on my last write-up. Every month, your girl's about to get fired. But somehow I just never did. I got so comfortable that the universe said, nah, we got to make her uncomfortable. Because if we don't make her uncomfortable, she won't leave. And she won't get to where she wants to be. And now, and this was back in 2017. It is 2020, and your girl is an entrepreneur. I am so grateful. I am an entrepreneur. I am CEO of my business. I have 5 streams of income that bring in income. Okay. And I manifested the 5 streams of income back in May when I opened, I did my website and went live with my website. I said, I want to have 5 streams of income by my birthday or by the end of summer. And I was able to accomplish that. Do they all bring in a lot of money? No. But do I have 5 streams of income coming in each? Yeah. As long as income touch each of those streams, you're closer to your goal. So I was able to set up 5 streams of income. YouTube is an income. My websites are income. That's 3. I have 2 websites, right? Because I do private readings and I also get my little YouTube chat. I also have my soul therapy. I also have my Patreon, and then I have my TLC that I'm doing where I'm selling TLC products, right? So I just started to just listen to the universe, and I just started to just be grateful with the things that were being removed and the delays and even the things that went wrong. I looked at it from a space of gratitude because I knew that the universe is leveling me up. The universe is leveling me up. That was my mindset. The universe is leveling me up. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. But when my faith started to waver, I noticed when things will halt. When I started to get worried, I noticed a change in the amount of money that would come in. When I started to get stressed, I noticed things not flowing like they usually do. So this says visualize ideal situations, because what you focus on is where your energy goes. So if you're focusing on lack and you're worried about things not working out, that's what's going to be your reality. So it says visualize ideal situations and be detailed. What do you want to see for yourself? How do you want your life to look like? It says play the part. See as if manifested. Act as if you already got it, baby. Speak it into existence and be creative. What is this? Be certain. Be certain. Sorry, it's hard to read from that. From it being reversed for me. Be certain about what you want. In a space of just knowing. I acted like, this is what this is saying. See, as manifested. I know my rent's going to get paid every month. Period. I don't even question it. So therefore, it's not even an issue for me anymore. Okay. So gratitude is super important, you guys, just to take the time because it puts you in a high vibration, because it brings that when I think about the things that I'm grateful for, like emotionally, I'm connected to it. Emotionally, I feel the joy. I feel the tears welling up in my eyes. I feel the satisfaction in my heart, in my soul. When I start to look at things and really say, thank you, God, thank you. I slept in my car a couple of nights, me and my son. I'm so grateful. You guys have to really, really, really shift out of that energy. It's not always easy because if you've been programmed, to think a certain way or conditioned to think a certain way, it's just hard to break patterns, but you can do it. And like I said, it takes time. Future you now, it says you're already that person you want to be. You're deserving. You have arrived. Bucket list. Achieving your dream. Beautiful. Act as if you already have it. Act as if you already arrived. You are that future person you want to be. You are successful. You are abundant. You are prosperous. You do have that love you want. You do have that car you want, the house you want, the stability you want, the job you want. Be in that energy now so that it can come to you. Hey, Breako, I didn't even see you. Hey, Brianna. Be that energy. Be in that energy because that is what's going to create that vacuum. If you guys get a chance, watch what's his name? Joy is the key. I can do it. And it always plays for me. Oh my God, what's his name? His daughter does his videos now. Somebody tell me who that is. Oh my goodness. It says limiting beliefs. Sometimes our subconscious beliefs impede on our progress. That's what I was talking about. Sometimes when I get in that low vibe energy, I see shit stopping. Like, there was one period of time where I was so worried about my YouTube channel growth. And I was so worried on it that I was losing subscribers. I mean, consistently losing people because I was just in a space of worrying about, oh, nobody's, I'm losing subscribers and nobody's subscribing and my channel's not growing and because of those limited beliefs, I was impeding my own progress, but I broke that pattern by not worrying about it no more, by saying my channel is going to grow. And I can proudly say the channel's growing, y'all. I'm only like 4 subscribers away from 15,000. Thank you to my new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. I'm only 4 people away from 15,000. So I'm so grateful because I'm breaking those patterns by just being the person that I know that I am going to be. I just put myself in that position now that I am successful. My channel is growing. My businesses are growing. My channel is abundant and flourishing. I just speak in terms as if I'm already where I am, where I want to be, because I am where I want to be. I look at time as a cyclical thing, as I am already where I need to be, period. I'm already there because me in this moment now has to be in a certain vibration to be me in the future. So you got to look at yourself now as being already where you need to be. Okay. To gain. Yes, I do private readings, Lexi. Thank you. I do private readings, my love. So it says rewire your subliminals and also to check in with the shadow. Sometimes you got to do that shadow work. And I tell people shadow work is a progressive thing. It's not a thing that you need to do every single day, but you do need to check in with certain patterns that keep creeping up. Because when you're about to level up, the way you know you're about to hit a breakthrough is when that shadow comes out really strong. When you're doing real good, and then all of a sudden one day you start to just berate yourself, you start to feel down, you start to feel worried, you start to feel stress and lack. You're like, where the hell this is coming from? I was doing so good. I was feeling so good. I was so positive. That's because you're about to level up and you're testing. It's like you're testing the universe is testing you, or just you're being tested. And that's for you to just see, okay, I know what to do this time. Whenever those negative thoughts try to creep back in, I know how to change the energy. I know how to raise the vibration. It's just to kind of remind you to stay on point, right? To stay present, because things could come at you easily that will knock you off your square and knock you out of that energy of that vacuum of bringing in good things. Don't let that shit suck you, bring you down. Okay. Don't let it bring you down. Don't let that ego fool you and tell you that you can't have something that you know you can have. Keep fighting and keep working through the shadow. It's completely normal to have a little bit of worrisome thoughts. What's not normal is to stay in those worrisome thoughts. How do you do shadow work? Very good question. So, let's just say, I'm going to use myself as an example. Okay, I talked about how I noticed how I was so ungrateful for certain things. So I always lived in really, really, really nice places, beautiful places, okay? I always lived in beautiful homes, but it was always, like, for example, my last apartment was gorgeous. It was a beautiful condo, but I didn't have a lot of closet space. And at the time, I was having an issue where my condo would get very moldy and mildewy. I had lost like 40 pairs of shoes living in that condo. Because what was happening was I was keeping my AC, my central cooling system at 75 degrees. And in the summer, it gets super hot in Florida. You can imagine, right? We have a lot of our humidity levels very high here. So what was happening is, for some reason, that particular apartment, and mind you, I've lived, I've always kept my AC at a certain number. Sometimes I would turn the AC off and just open up my windows because I just like fresh air. But in that particular apartment, I could not do that because it was not cold enough to keep the whole apartment cool. My apartment was 1,500 square feet. It was technically a condo, but I might refer to it as an apartment because to me they're the same thing. But what was happening was the apartment was not cool enough. So there was a lot of humidity in my apartment, and mold was growing on everything. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about wall fixtures. I'm talking about even like just like things like this. Like I would have mold on everything, but I didn't realize until like I was getting allergies, and I was just getting stuffy. My son was stuffy all the time. And then I started to like notice a smell. So when I looked behind my dresser, the whole back of my dresser was covered in mildew and mold. So I would have to always spray mold spray to kill the mold. But I wasn't, because it was cool enough for me, I didn't realize that particular apartment, we had to keep it super cold to keep the mold from growing. I didn't like that because I get anemic and I don't like being super cold. So when I finally told my landlord about it, he was just like, oh, well, it's your fault because you got the windows open. You should keep your windows closed. You're letting all the humidity. I'm like, first of all, what law says that I can't have my windows open? Like maybe I just want fresh air because I was always congested. So I used to keep my windows open. So anyways, that was a big problem for me. So that was a big complaint. And I used to always say about, oh, I just want to move out of this apartment. I was able to, keep the mold down. Even though I lost some clothes and some shoes, but I was able to kind of keep it controlled by, keeping the temperature at a certain level and making sure that I, kept up with the spray and stuff. But I would always complain about the apartment. And then I started to find other things that I didn't like. If you've seen my apartment, you would have been like, whoa, it was a beautiful apartment. This car flew. It was a beautiful apartment, but that mold problem, and just like it not having like extra linen closets and stuff like that, I would complain about shit like that. So when I did get displaced and I didn't have a place to stay, oh, you know how bad I longed for that apartment? When I tell you I mourned that apartment, I grieved because I was like, I had an apartment because I gave up my apartment. I had renewed my lease, but I actually broke my lease and left. And it wasn't the right decision to make, but I made that decision on an impulse. And I ended up being displaced because I ended up staying with my dad. And then my dad had a big problem with me doing tarot, and I ended up leaving my dad. And then came back down here. So that's why I became displaced. Not because I couldn't pay my rent or anything. It was just because I wanted a change of scenery, and because I was complaining about that damn apartment so damn much. But anyways, when I got displaced, I realized, when you don't have something, when you don't have it, that's when you start to appreciate it. Just like when men leave us or when men hurt us, we say, oh, they didn't want me, but now I'm gone. They want me now. It's the same thing with the apartment. I started to realize that I would complain about little things and shit that I could have just dealt with or just, worked around, but I complained. And, mold is not something to play with either, but still, I had a roof over my head and I was living in a space where I live. I love because I had a lake and I had my tree. I would meditate outside and I had the ducks would come by and eat. I used to feed the iguanas, the squirrels. I just loved it. I loved it for the location. And I loved it because I could just be at peace and meditate. And my dog was in the back. He had his own little screening place to sleep because I'm not one of a dog owner that lets dogs sleep on my bed. It was something I never was, I like to do. So he had his own little space where he could sleep and play. It just was perfect. But then I complained about it. And in hindsight, when I didn't have a place to stay, I realized that how ungrateful I was. It could just be for little things, you guys, that you will realize, damn, I was ungrateful. I had this, I didn't appreciate it. And now I don't have it anymore. And now I appreciate it, So doing shadow work is when you recognize a pattern or something that you're doing that is in detriment to your soul growth or your overall evolution of self, right? And if you have a pattern of putting yourself down, or you have a pattern of self-limited thoughts or negative thinking, like no one wants me, or I'm never going to get married, or no one's ever going to love me, or whatever, anything that's not conducive, anything that is not positive or helpful to your growth process, when you do shadow work, you first identify what the thing is that you need to work on, the shadow part of you, right? So one of the shadow parts of me was low self-esteem, right? And what I had to do was I had to look at, be honest with myself and admit that I had low self-esteem, because sometimes we can be in denial. And then I had to look at that low self-esteem, and shadow work is about looking at it and finding the root. What caused me to have that low self-esteem? It is what pushes you into that introspection where you go within, and when you start to reflect back on different scenarios and situations that contributed to this wound or imprint that created a pattern. It's conditioning. It's like when you grow up in a family and your parent is saying something to you, like, let's just say maybe a sibling or a parent had said something to you that was very hurtful, and then you start to believe it, and then you start to grow up with a conditioning and or a belief that make you feel that you're not good enough or that you're not lovable, right? And then as you grow older, you start to reflect that back out, that wound out, and you start to attract people that are going to reflect it, that are going to continue to make you feel like you're not good enough. That's why we attract toxic partners. It is so that we can see what the wound is, so that we can go in and do the shadow work to heal it. So it's just about looking at what the shadow part of you is that needs to be healed, and really taking the time to work through it, really taking the time to sit with it and to figure out, why am I like this, or why do I feel this way about myself? Why do I have a hard time with letting things go, or why do I have a hard time with loving myself? Sitting with it and really reflecting back at, damn, you know what? I remember when I was this age, this particular situation happened to me. When you start to get to the point where you're remembering and things that happen to you in your life, then you have the opportunity to heal it. You have the opportunity to forgive it and to let it go. So that's what shadow work is about. But anyways, let me stop rambling. So it says be lighthearted. Give me a second. So it says be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light. That's what that was what I was talking about. Finding out things and things coming to light. Adapt, change, and heal. That is what I was talking about. That is the introspection. It is the going within, looking at yourself, looking at the shadow parts of you. Are you jealous? Okay, do you have confidence issues? Do you have low self-worth? Do you have self-esteem issues? Is there something about yourself that you don't like? Do you fear failure, or do you look at yourself as a failure? Do you see yourself as someone that's lovable or successful? The shadow part of you is the parts of you that are usually are reflected as negative things, okay? And if you can look at the negative sides of you or of yourself or your personality, you can go ahead and heal it. If you can honestly take an honest look and do some honest investigation on why you're the way you are or why you act the way you act, then you can heal it. You can adapt and change. You can say, you know what, I am selfish. Some people, their shadow is selfishness. And sometimes you got to look at yourself and be like, you know what, I am selfish. Or sometimes you got to look at yourself and say, you know what, I do have a big ego. Or, you know what, I do have low self-esteem. Or I do, beat myself up, or I do put myself down. You have to acknowledge what the problem is, and you have to work through it. You have to say, okay, I'm going to make I'm going to dedicate the time to heal this about myself. I don't love, or I don't like, or that bothers me. Like I had an issue with my weight. What did I do? I went ahead and lost weight. And that's why I sell my weight loss products and my products from TLC, because they helped me lose weight, because that was a part of myself that I wanted to work on. My weight gain, it was due to emotional traumas. And I had to look at that. I had to do inner work. I had to release. I had to do a lot of crying, a lot of purging, a lot of reflecting, a lot of being honest with myself about why I was overeating. And then I had to make the changes to really want to change my lifestyle so that I can look at myself and feel confident in my skin. So that's what shadow work is about. So I'm going to pull from this deck. I'm kind of weary about pulling from Doreen's Virtues deck because she's been posting a lot of bullshit on her page, y'all. And I'm being very transparent. And I'm not saying this because, I have anything against her. But she keeps talking about, reading cards is demon work. They're demons. And she says that she had a picture of an angel. She was like, the way I used to see angels. And then she had a picture of a demon. And I was like, but what about your cards? So if I use your cards, would that be me demon worship? Would that mean that I'm a demon worshiper? So I don't know. I'm not too sure about reading her cards anymore because she's anti tarot and oracle cards, and that's her prerogative. But if she is so anti tarot and she feels like it is complete evil, I don't associate myself with evilness. I'm a good person. I have a good heart. I have great intentions. So I don't want to attach myself to that. You understand what I'm saying? It is very controversial what she's been talking about. This is Doreen Virtues cards. If you follow her, I used to follow her on Instagram. And what made me unfollow her, she posted a meme that says, believe in yourself. And then she crossed out the word believe, or in the meme, the word believe. No, the word in yourself was crossed out, and then it was replaced with Jesus. And I have no problems with that. But the fact that you're telling people that they're not supposed to believe in themselves, they need to solely believe in a religious drug doctrine, that bothered me, because I feel like, why you can't do both? Why can't you believe in yourself and believe in Jesus? Why is it I have to believe in Jesus and not myself? That was a problem for me. So I unfollowed her. So I don't know if I want to read her cards anymore because I don't associate any, myself with evil doing anything like that. And she's just been really off the chain with her posts lately, honey. So we have Angel of Balance. Go follow her. Go look at her Instagram. She really been off the chain. She been burning cards and saying that it's demon worship. She says that astrology is demon worship. It's demonology. She's saying that zodiacs, horoscopes, that's not of God. None of that is of God. And that's okay. That's her belief. But a lot of people got her cards. A lot of tarot readers still use her cards. I'm not using her cards anymore. Okay, and some of the cards, I got 2 decks from her that I really love. It's unfortunate, but I'm not going to associate myself with her cards because she says it's evil. So Angel of Balance is talking about finding your equilibrium, finding balance. And please understand that I'm not saying that I'm against her religion. No, this is not about that. It's about the fact that she's saying that tarot reading is evil. And I'm a tarot reader. and I'm not evil. You understand? That's what this is about. Okay. It's not about what she believes. It's about her saying that what I do for a living is evil. And I know for a fact that I am not an evil person. So I do not accept that projection. I do not accept other people's beliefs as mine. I create my own beliefs and my own structures for myself by using my intuition and my higher self, right? By doing my own critical thinking. So I'm not going to have somebody tell me that I'm evil because I read cards. I'm not doing that. My dad tried to do that to me. People try to do that to me, and I'm not going to allow that projection. Okay. So it says that balance is needed, you guys. It's about finding balance between the light and the shadow side of yourself. We're not trying to eliminate the shadow. It's part of you. We're trying to understand it and work through it and heal it. But this is a dualistic plane that we live in. So there is always going to be dark and light. Sometimes you need a little bit of that shadow to come out. Sometimes you need to be a little bit selfish. When people are trying to take advantage of you. Sometimes you got to be a little bit prideful when a fuck boy tries to take advantage of you. You're going to sit there and be like, oh, I got to put my pride down and let you walk all over me. No, I'm not going to let you walk all over me. So that's why you don't want to eliminate it completely. You want to balance it. You want to stay in balance and wholeness. Okay. But some of you guys are off kilter. Some of you guys are too much in one extreme and in the other. And for the people that left, they may have left because I was talking about that. And that's okay. But like I said, to clarify, it doesn't have anything to do with religion, because I use my own mind to formulate thoughts for myself. It's just, I don't want nobody telling me that I'm evil. You don't know me. And for you to just put a blanket statement out that this is evil when you for many years did that. Yeah, it's okay that you change and you moved into a different space in your life. But for you to make everybody else look at me and what I do as evil is wrong. It's misinformation, and it's false. That's what they call false prophets in the Bible. And y'all need to be careful. Okay. Y'all need to be very careful with that. Don't be jumping on bandwagons, you guys. Okay. And I'm not saying tarot is, I tell my subscribers all the time, lay off the tarot readings because some people are addicted. But at the end of the day, you have to use your discernment on people's intent. What is the intent behind what people say? That's what you need to look at. You see what I'm saying? Oh, she was big into it. I mean, this woman has tons and tons of cards. She's written cards. She has books, literature. So it's and like I said, it's her prerogative. But that's how they infiltrate people, and that's how they create a divide, because you're gonna have someone that's looked up to you, right? And they're gonna say, okay, I'm not doing this anymore because I've been called back to do whatever, but that's okay. But for you to demonize, it's just like how people demonize certain religions and say that they're wrong for what they believe. That's not fair. I cannot look at somebody else's belief and say it's wrong. I have no right. I have that, it's you can't go out of your way and say something is wrong. You can say you don't believe in it. You can say that it's not your belief. But for you to say it's wrong without you having been educated or have knowledge, that's wrong. You can't do that. Okay. It's just like I can't persecute somebody else for what they believe. I can't persecute a group of people because of the color of their skin. I can't persecute a group of people because of their sexuality, or I can't persecute a group of people because of their religious beliefs. I can't do that. As a light worker, as a healer, I can't do that. As somebody with just common sense, I can't do that. I would never be the person to be like, my religion is the best. You need to believe in what I believe in, or you're going to perish. You're going to go to hell. I'm not doing that shit. That shit don't even make sense. But anyways, so Spirit says surprise. It says in a way that so you are going to be blessed with a surprise once you start to make these shifts. It says in a way that you wouldn't expect. A gift from the universe, intense twist of faith. Okay, eclipse news. So they're saying now something that was out of balance is going to be put in balance. And it does feel like it's happening now. It does feel like it's going to be happening in Libra season, because Libra season is all about the scales. So it absolutely feels like it's going to be happening in Libra season for you guys. Okay. I try not to talk about controversial things. This is from a different deck. This is from the Love Oracle deck. Controversial things on my channel because of me being too worried about what people think. But at the end of the day, I have the right to speak my truth on my channel and just in life. And I feel like you guys have to really, especially if you're a Christian, you have to really be mindful, and open-minded, even with tarot readings, because even for me as a tarot reader, I tell my clients all the time, you cannot keep relying on somebody else's intuition or cards to tell you how to live your life. And just think for a second, what if you were following guidance from someone that just really didn't know how to read the cards properly? Have you imagined that, how detrimental that could be? Do you know that everybody has a role? Everybody has a role. Some people's roles are to misinform. So just be mindful and use your discernment. It's always going to be the number one thing that you always should do is use your own intuition. And if you don't trust your intuition, that is something you got to work on. That is something that you definitely have to work on, because you don't want to rely on somebody else's logic, reasoning, beliefs, constructs, dogma, because they may believe something, that may not be in alignment to you. So we have a new beginning is coming. We have something being balanced out. They're always wanting to show me some external party, but something is being balanced out. Something is being surrendered and released. Oh, wow. Somebody out there, somebody's releasing an external factor. It could be you. And then I love the fact that this card came out where you're being asked to show gratitude. So for some of you guys, if the delay or the block was other people, friends, family, third parties, they want you to know that the universe wants you to know that this is going to be removed. And this is why they're saying to sit in this energy of gratitude. Okay. It's coming out for a reason. This is external factors that don't have anything better to do but to distract and to disturb your peace, or to get in the way of what you're trying to bring in. This is why the universe says, surprise. We're going to bring in a blessing in wonderful ways for you, ways that you didn't even expect. So for some of you guys, there is a beautiful new beginning. Ace of Wands coming towards you. And it's going to be very beautiful. You're going to be very grateful with this gratitude card. Portal of gratitude, angelic support, ancestral support. And didn't I say that I do feel like this is going to be happening in Libra season, but autumn falls between September 22nd and December 21st. So you're definitely going to get a beautiful new season of balance. Anything that was unbalanced will be rebalanced. And look at that. Do that shadow work. There you go. Anything that was in the dark, anything that you weren't clear about, you will have clarity. Third eye. And again, that's that intuition coming through. Use your intuition, use your discernment. Do not be so quick to jump on something that sounds good, that looks good. Think about how it makes you feel. Are you in alignment? Yeah. If you are having financial problems, Spirit is opening a new door. I told y'all, if you guys are having instability, and that's why that unbalanced card is here. It could be relationships, it could be work, it could be finances. If you're feeling this financial constraint, a new door is being opened. Door to Spirit. Spirit is saying, open this door and allow us to help you. Allow us to give you the guidance. This is the intuition. This is the spiritual team coming through with guidance. Allow us to hold your hand and walk you to where you need to be. And you will be surprised to where we lead you, is what they're saying. So they're opening a door, an opportunity for you to allow them to lead. And this will heal any brokenheartedness. This will heal anything, any naysayers, anybody that's trying to block you, any friendships, co-employees, partnerships that are not serving you. They're going to remove that. Oh, you know what was sticking up? I should have just pulled it out. There was a card sticking up that I needed to show you guys, but I didn't think about it. This card was sticking up. Envy. When I was talking about friendship, it was actually sticking up like this. You guys may have noticed it. It was like that. But this is envy. So this is what they're removing. Envy, third parties. Wow. Let's see what this message is. Storm. Ooh, there's going to be a storm of brewing. This is a 10. So there's going to be a little bit of a chaotic situation or something that's going to break down or remove any blocks. Because what does tornadoes do? They destroy, right? Anything in their path. So there is going to be a storm, but that's for me intervention. Like I really feel like this is, let me pull from this deck. I really feel like that's divine intervention coming through to remove any imbalance or chaos and to bring in peace and serenity to your life. Blessings, joy, expansion, happiness. And they're saying that in the midst of chaos, in the midst of trouble, yeah, they're removing all this deception. All of this is being moved out the way by this tornado, which for me is a representation of the universe coming in with the sun energy to bring in light after the sun. The sun comes out after the rain. And it just made me think about Jasmine Sullivan's song, After the Hurricane. After the hurricane, after the destruction, here comes the sun. Give me one more message for the collective, for portal of gratitude. If you are in conflict, that's coming to an end. We have self-worth. You are deserving for this new beginning. Some of you guys, you are clearing out conflict with family and friends or partnerships. We are removing toxicity. It's being replaced with love. So somebody may be removed. Somebody may be coming out of a toxic relationship, coming towards you, or you could be healing a toxic situation in your life, in your relationships, your interpersonal relationships. So we have healing. We have a beautiful breakthrough coming through. And again, you are being divinely assisted here. That's why the door to spirit is opening for you. It's saying that once you allow us, you open the door and allow us to come in, we will take care of all the chaos in your life. We will take care of all the naysayers, the deception. We will take care of all the people that's trying to block you and get in your way to having this beautiful love or beautiful bounty, blessings from Venus. I'm going to pull one more card. I'm going to end it there. I hope you guys got something from this live. Back to what I was saying about October 1st, there's a full moon. I'm going to put on my website, if you want to plant a seed, you're going to go to the website and you're going to click on it and you're going to make your seed donation. And it's going to probably be a larger seed because this is a big full moon. There's 2 full moons and 1 super new moon in October. And we're going to hit all of them. October is going to be a big freaking month. So it says you're going to be enjoying friends. It says balance and chaos. Didn't I just say this? This is confirmation. Didn't I just say this out my mouth? Balance and chaos. You guys you see it. I just said this. I said there will be any chaos in your life will be balanced. So you will be enjoying friends, balancing chaos. And it says you will be dealing with your emotions, mastering your energy and your vibration. So anything that may have came to knock you off your square or to put you in disharmony, no more disharmony. You are going to be balanced in chaos, and you are going to be able to deal with emotions. You will be able to stand in your high vibrational energy, and nobody can knock you down. And when you get into the high vibrational energy, that's when you attract. Wow, the final card at the bottom of the deck, you guys, how beautiful. To top this reading off, gratitude. Thank you. It says gratitude increases attraction and opportunities. This is exactly what I was talking about. Thank you, universe, for showing us this message. This is just the icing on top of the cake. It says little things count, which I was saying. Be grateful for all in your life. This is what's going to bring you into this energy. Stay in this grateful energy. Every time something seems to be going wrong, go say thank you for something. Be grateful for something. Be glad. Celebrate. Any little thing, even if it's $1, even if you are $1 richer, celebrate it. So you can attract more. So October 1st, I'm going to be doing the first series of rituals, and it's going to be a seed that you would purchase. It's a donation, and you're going to, when you do that, you're going to be notified. I have to set it up to send you an automated email of what needs to be done. If you've done rituals with me before, you know that I do a candle ceremony, and then I do an offering to the ancestors on your behalf, and then I plant your offering as a representation of a seed so that it can grow and it can bear fruit. I have people that have done this with me, and they have given me beautiful feedback. They have given me beautiful results. They have told me how things that they've manifested had come in, new jobs, new cars, a lot of different things for different people. So if you are wanting to participate, I will give more details closer to October 1st. I know we only have a few days. I just need to make sure that I plan it properly. I don't want to do it if I'm not going to be able to really focus on it. I do have a major test that I'm going to be taking the first week of October as well. So I have to really plan this out so that I can make sure that everybody benefits. Anybody that plants their seed benefits. This is not going to be one where you can plant what you want. It's going to be a set amount for me to do the ritual, and you would just go in and purchase it to participate. And then I'm going to have footage of it, and it's going to be beautiful. But just give me some time so that I can put some information out for you guys, and then hopefully you guys will participate with me. And please keep in mind the things that I talked about today, and just use this energy of gratitude to really bring in, wow, you guys, I got to show you one more card. So under gratitude, oh, wow. As I was just about to say, use the energy of gratitude to grow and to attract more abundance. And then we have growing success, and we have these 3 beautiful money bags, and it says on the card, abundance, generosity. Beautiful. Beautiful. Get excited. Didn't I say that? Be excited. Didn't I say celebrate? Stay on path. Okay. And it says improvement manifests affluence. So this is beautiful. It says the manifestation you do in that gratitude and that excitement will bring in more, will attract more. I promise you guys, if you guys follow these simple steps, you guys will start to see changes in your life. And stay in this energy of ultimate love, forgive others and yourself, release the past. That's part of shadow work. Send love and light, change your inner to change your outer. If the inner don't look right, change the inner so that your outer can change, right? I'm sorry, if your outer don't look right, then change the inner. So that means if your outer looks very chaotic, very cluttered, very unfavorable, very unsatisfactory, that means there's something within you that makes you feel unstable, unsatisfied, or dissatisfied, imbalanced, stressed, worried. Change that. Okay. Be in the energy of knowing that you already got the blessing, knowing you already got the love, you already got the house, the car, the abundance, the business. You already got it. You already doing well. You're doing what you need to do. Take the action that you're being guided to take. Listen to your intuition. All right, you guys, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching and listening to me talk. I like that shit. And I love you guys. Please bring me to 15,000 subscribers. I'm manifesting 100,000 subscribers. I want more financial freedom. And I want you guys to have financial freedom and abundance and love and stability and joy and peace in your life. So please join me every Monday for videos like this. And I will keep posting inspirational posts to keep you guys in that high vibration. And if you would like to have a consultation with me, I don't only do tarot readings. I do life coaching. I do encouragement coaching. So I do other services. I do intuitive counseling as well. You can always hit me up when we can have a talk. All right. So all my contact info is in the description box, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.